everybody, welcome back to Tazzcraft, and I started working on things and wasn't even thinking that I should be recording this! It has been kind of a long time, let's be honest. I'm kind of a mess, but that's okay. Our gold farm is just over there, and I'm finally dealing with these enslaved pigmen that, or the piglins, the enslaved piglins, that I kind of abducted at the beginning. But they're all name tagged, they're all in here, and I decided, you know what, we're just going to have pressure plates inside there so nothing can spawn, and of course this entire system so that they can just drop items, of course gold, into those little chambers. I'm not actually sure if those chambers work for what I'm thinking. So that might actually be what we do here, is test this out. So we have this system in place now that essentially will distribute gold evenly if everything goes as planned, which it never does. So that would, if it doesn't go as planned, we are in some serious trouble. Like, we are in some dire straits here, and that might have to come down to putting in a strange timer that, like, puts things off at a certain time. Right now, what I have going on here is I have it detect when items are actually given off by the pigmen, and that will turn that off, and then will dispense a new item. And then, of course, once all those items are gone, then the whole thing turns off and will not turn back on again until more items are seen coming on through. And it also makes it so that there aren't just gold sitting around getting taken out. That being said, it only works if everything works. And part of my problem with everything working is that it never does. So let's come over here, and in fact we're just going to place this down, and if this works, then there should be an item in each of these. Boop. And not only is it an item in each of them, but they immediately pick them up. Holy smokes! This system is sweet! Okay, so what we have going on here, so we're going to have a I don't know if I want to do a hopper minecart, or just a chest minecart. Either one would work. Chest minecart, at least you could put like more gold in, I'm guessing. But it should be a system where you can just set it up and then press a button, and then it starts it off, and these guys are just going to continuously get items. And the only thing is we have to make sure that all of these hoppers are filled up before we have things set off. So what I want to do is I want to put a detector rail here, and the detector rail will send a signal downward, and that downward signal will be picked up by this and will set off the entire chain, and should have all of them set up. However, I need to make sure that the detector rail is only activated once, which is the problem, because we're going to have the cart go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And in order for that to work, there needs to be some sort of system in place to make sure it's only activated once, because otherwise it will activate this redstone rail every time, and that's something we don't want. So maybe we should have a system in place so that when it comes over here and is activated the first time, then it'll have to check something. So maybe we'll do like a T flip-flop. I don't know if we'll do a T flip-flop or an RS NOR latch, but either way, what will happen is, so we'll press the button, and the button should make it so that the detector rail will go off, and then after the detector rail goes off, it'll have to switch, and then be powered so that it can just, well, no, that's not going to work either. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll talk to you soon. So first thing I wanted to do was show you my changes. Oh yes, that looks nice, doesn't it? So we are now in full netherite gear. I know you guys probably have noticed that I have netherite tools and stuff. Mostly have to thank Bibber for that because, yeah, they ended up coming through and giving us a whole bunch, and then were asking about things and whatever. So I was just like, oh, well, okay, then we'll do it that way then. So that was kind of nice. The other thing I wanted to point out was something that is going to be over on the other side over here. And if for those of you who don't know, I'm actually looking really high up on the polls for deciding what the nether hub is going to look like, and a huge part of my nether hub is the new basalt blocks. So I decided I'd make a small mock-up and basically see if there is anything that we could find about it that would be super helpful. And what I found, or what I made, was this little machine right here. Of course the obsidian's a little bit overkill, but all it is you remove the basalt there, and it just continuously makes basalt, and you can just stand back either in that hole or in this hole over here and just... So we have basalt for days. I could make a collection system and stuff, but that's not exactly relevant at this point in time. I'm just going to clean this up. But we also have to look at one more thing. What? You should have been done. What? Why? What's going on? All I gotta do is finish up this one part, and we should be good to go. If you guys have any questions about how I'm building things, or what I'm building, or anything like that, just let me know. I would love to provide tutorials or other weird build concepts for people. I think that this would be fine if it was just 2, and then you just put a double chest up here, and then just divide it with the double chest. But yeah, I wanted something a little bit more efficient than that. So this is how big we're going. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I shouldn't even say that because I'm gonna finish this up, and I'll talk to you guys when this is done. Alright, so I got the torch tower in place, everything is powered, so all of a sudden it makes it so that all of this is locked, and if I come over here, this should unlock it. Should, being the key word. Let's come up here, and is this all pushed back in place? It is! Cool. And then all this should do is just... whoop. So that'll go back and forth, and then you just hit this, and it should all be locked. Yeah. So it's just stuck going back and forth, and then all of a sudden I'm going to hit this, and it's going to come all the way back down. Perfect! Alright, so I fixed it. So now it will only go off every time this button depresses, so that works out perfectly fine for me. Doesn't need to be spectacular, but it does work with every single button press. I just realized I could have just killed myself. Oh goodness, that could have been bad. That could have been really bad. Give me just a second. Oh no, never mind. Boop. There we go. Oh, better. Okay, so now we have our locking mechanism, and our locking mechanism is completely independent. This button is completely independent, and this button will launch it on its way. So what I will do is I'm going to grab a whole bunch of gold, because gold should be readily available, considering I have my gold farm right there. Hey, look at that. Bunch of gold. Boom! And then all that's going to happen is we go into the cart, we throw a whole bunch of gold in, we press the button to send it on its way, and then now it's locked in place, so it's just going to keep going back and forth, and one press of the button and all of these guys should be producing all sorts of goodies. In fact, I think I need to take out... Holy crap! I didn't realize I had most of this all filled up. Alright, give me a second, guys. Alright, guys, we screwed up. We have a problem with what would have been already completely and totally donezo shenanigans that would have been really nice to never have to deal with again. But look at us, we are still going. So, yeah, I supposedly finished this. Guess what? It doesn't work. So, the reason why it doesn't work, the server itself has a plugin so that items end up grouping up. It basically saves some memory, it keeps the game from lagging, so it's all overall really, really good stuff. However, if you have glass and things are right next to each other, what ends up happening is stuff that would drop in front of this guy, like on this block, and stuff that would drop in front of this guy on this block would all of a sudden go, hey look, we're both in the same spot now. So it completely broke the entire system. However, I think what I can do is I can have the items drop twice in each of these, and if it drops twice in each of these, then we are all good to go. I'm hoping. That is totally a blind faith hope. But that being said, we should be able to give this a try in just a little bit. I redid all of the redstone so far in terms of having the trek come all the way over, in terms of having everything powered, and doing our little switch here so that obviously we can have the thing kind of go back and forth. But we need to come up with a system that detects the stuff on the plate and then will produce 2 signals coming back out, so when this plate is empty it will drop 2 more items. So that's going to be the plan. Please don't be too... Gosh darn it, I hate it when I get it right and then all of a sudden it doesn't work because of a plugin. Like, that's the worst. So I'll be back, I'll talk to you guys soon, take it easy. So I think I have this system all set up correctly. Let's just give it a test to make sure. So what we have going on here is we have we're going to have power going into this block. This block is going to power this block, and it should give off clicks up until all the gold ingots are gone, and that is all going to be based on essentially this torch, I believe, because I need some way for it to I don't need the signal to invert, but what I do need is for the signal to come off. So it doesn't really matter if it's on or off. So we're just gonna go for it. Boom. Click. Click. So now there's 2 waiting there. And click, click. Yes! Hold on, let's see if it works, because it is awfully off to the side, and it works still. Sweet. This works. Okay, so this is the plan. I also need to make sure that this is going to be spawn proof, so we're just going to throw these down on top of here. Make sure that nothing else is spawning up here. Everything else has redstone dust on it, so I'm not too worried about that. Hello, Lily! Sorry, I'm having problems today. Alright, so that should be everything all set up, and now all I need to do is test out the entire system. So what I'm going to do is... So this should be filled with gold. Which, I mean, it's not completely filled with gold, but it has a decent amount of gold in it. Where else should I have? Where else is gold? I like how I put diamonds in here and it just never did anything with them. Alright, well that's interesting. I love how many crafting tables we have for no real apparent reason. Like, no real reason we need that much, but you know, it's what we got. Alright. I don't know why he keeps taking things out, like there shouldn't just be a, you know, we're just gonna do that for now. So this is what should happen. I should be able to press the button and the minecart goes, which we know works. The other thing that we know works is once the cart is stuck up there, we'll flick the lever, and then that'll make sure that the cart keeps going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, distributing everything evenly. We know that works. The one thing that we don't know that works is if items are going to clump up, which shouldn't happen because these should be far enough away. And the other thing, I don't know, we're just going to test it. Screw it. Alright, so cart is going back and forth, perfectly. Alright. Well, that's fancy. Well, it is shooting. It is rootin' tootin' shooting. Holy smokes. Let's go up here for a minute. Whoop. I say go up here for a minute, immediately fall down. It is really hard to land up here. Alright. So as soon as these are empty, whoopsie diddly, I screwed it up. Well, I screwed this one up at least. That's okay though. All the other ones are dispensing items perfectly. Oh my goodness, this is sweet. What I could do. Just like that. And it's all fixed. So all of this is working out perfectly fine. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do apologize that my first build didn't quite work. I completely forgot that the server had Spigot, and I can't remember what the other, I don't know if there are other plugins or if that's the one, or if, I can't remember, but I do know that this has been an absolute royal pain in the butt. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This has been super fun, super sweet. If you guys have other ideas for builds you want to see, please let me know. I would love to be able to provide those builds for you. I would also be interested in other games you would love to see played on the channel, because I adore playing other games. I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes because I am awfully critical of them, but I swear I do love being able to play more games for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take it easy.